Welcome to First Unitarian Society of Minneapolis, the birthplace of Congregational Humanism. We carry on that tradition of free thought today, dedicated to promoting a free search for truth, meaning, and justice. Our web address is firstunitarian.org. I'm David Breeden, Senior Minister. Welcome.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our Sunday Assembly for September 10th, 2023. How can that be? And yet, here we are. We all showed up, whether we're on site or online. We all got here at the same time this morning. Yay! We are delighted that you are joining us, and we are delighted to have the Barley Jacks, all the Barley Jacks with us this morning. We have Anthony on the banjo, we have Kevin on the stand-up bass, Mike on the guitar, and Brian on the fiddle. Thank you so much for being with us and all you're going to bring to us today. We're very excited. Whether you are here as a part of our online or on-site community, we are delighted that you have joined us today for this in-gathering service, this first service of our program year. We call our in-gathering day, our water celebration and welcome celebration. These are the words of poet and songwriter Holly Near. Can we be like drops of water falling on stone, splashing, breaking, dispersing in air, weaker than stone by far, but be aware that as time goes by, the rock will wear away and the water comes again. Come, let us gather in community.
Is an open door, my heart is an open door. Walk right in, it's open wide. I take your coat, it's warm inside. I hold you close and dry your eyes. My heart is an open door. My love is a deep blue sea. My love is a deep blue sea. Let's cool off and start again. You and me, let's take a swim. Hold your breath and jump on in. My love is a deep blue sea. My faith is a moving train. My faith is a moving train. You know this train will never stop. From valleys to the mountain top, rolling all around the clock. My faith is a moving train. So come and take my hand, come and take my hand. It's been a long and bitter night. Let's put an end to silly fight. You know we're gonna be alright. So come and take my hand. I'll die a happy man. I'll die a happy man. If you will always be my friend till our final days are spent, and stay with me till the end. I'll die a happy man. Oh, my heart is an open door. My heart is an open door. Walk right in, it's open wide. I'll take your coat, it's warm inside. I'll hold you close and dry your eyes. My heart is an open door.
Good morning. We're going to do the chalice lighting. Our aspiration today is we aspire to support one another's journey towards meaning and connection in the here and now. Thank you, Paul.
Well, I know you want to sing with this band, because I do. So let's do. We're going to sing There's a River Flowing in My Soul. That's number 1007 in the Teal Songbook. And of course, the lyrics will come up here for us. Standing for our congregational covenant. Love is the spirit of this place, and service its law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another. Now, please be seated. First Unitarian Society is a congregational humanist community. That means we are here for each other. And on Sundays, we take a few moments to reflect on the joys and the sorrows and the milestones of the human experience. In doing this, we remind ourselves of the value of a moment of stillness, and we are reminded that we are not alone, either in celebrating life's joys or in facing life's tragedies and burdens. We are here for each other. I'll say that downstairs you will find a card basket for members of our community who may be dealing with special issues or who could use a little extra love, and you can write a card to them and we'll send it out for you. We didn't have any specific notations of members of our community this week, but we can always use a little extra love, and there's sometimes people on the list. I will say that we are thinking particularly this week of the people of Morocco as they are navigating the aftermath of the devastating earthquake. To live on this beautiful planet made of tectonic plates means that disaster comes to us sometimes unexpectedly, that the worst tragedy can befall us. And across the world where we don't feel that rumble and push and crack and devastation, let us be mindful that we are in community with those who are hurting so badly, who have lost everything, and who are searching for their loved ones. Now let's take a few moments of quiet to reflect on our world and those who work to comfort and heal the suffering, and those who work for justice. Meditation on breathing. When I breathe in, I'll breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I'll breathe out love. When I breathe in, I'll breathe in peace. When I breathe out,
Welcome, everybody. This is a time for, or message for all ages. So if I have some young at heart, fresh and young, however you feel, you may feel free to join me. I want to share a little invitation to you. And I wanted, as we get ready to move through this beautiful ceremony, I don't know if you've ever heard of the story of Olokun. Olokun is a mermaid, but a non-binary mermaid. Now, this might sound very strange, but in West Africa, this particular mermaid has two other siblings, which is normally very popular. One named Oshun, who is the mermaid of the river, and the other is one of the ocean, which is Yemeya. These two sisters, though, have one sibling, and I just so happen to be that one sibling. And that one sibling sits at the deep, in a quiet place. And if you research, you will see that Olokun, I, hold the ancestors who were thrown overboard during the transatlantic. I cradle them after they were received by Yemeya across the transatlantic. And I hold their stories, their future, and all of what they knew. I sit at the bottom watching and waiting for justice to be served. I sit at the bottom knowing that all of my children are all across this world and are a global majority. I sit at this world that knowing that we share stories that are transgenerational, transcultural, and that we are all, in some way, mermaids just waiting to sing songs as my ancestors sang them. I would like to ask you, if you feel so free, I've got a few friends over there. Water means life in a Ghanaian tradition. In Ghana, we say water means life. I was wondering if you would consider, what does water mean for you? If you would like to, feel free to think about that, reflect on it. What does water mean to you?
This is a poem called A Mermaid Knows. I've changed the pronouns. It's adapted by Irene Young. A mermaid dives deep. They are not afraid of what may be buried at the bottom of their fluid heart. They are not frozen in fear, watching from the dunes. Instead, a mermaid swims the waters where they bathe in their own self-love. To be a sea maid, one must breathe with the wisdom that freedom is not walking the shore, but touching bottom, with faith that one rebounds to fresh waters, through open eyes, with clear lungs, a willing heart, with new skin, to breathe out the old and in the daring. A mermaid knows that memory is both a chain that binds and a key that frees, and the truth that heals, in the name of the parent, the child, and the holy self. Blessed be and amen. At the end of each program year, we have our flower celebration, bringing flowers together, and then each one of us taking one. We go out into the world to our summer. And at the beginning of the program year, today, We have our water celebration, in which we bring water, each of us bringing back our individual stories into this circle of love. Today, we symbolically gather our individual selves into a collective whole. Where do you come back from? From the lakes of Minnesota to the oceans of the world, from creeks and rivers and streams, from time alone and time in company, from hard work and duties, from family time to contemplation, to far-flung adventures, from the garden. Today, we bring our hearts and minds back to this place. Leaving many special places, we return to this special place. We gather in this community to share our hopes, our fears, to share our humanity, to be together. Today, we symbolically gather our individual selves into a collective whole. And we ask, where may we go together? The four directions are called in many religious traditions the cardinal points by which we orient both our homes and our travels. We have FUS board member Erica Bovey in the east, which we're marking in the back of our assembly hall. Director of Facilities Tim Rail in the south. In the north here, our senior minister, now back from sabbatical, Reverend Dr. David Breeden. So glad to have you back. In the north and in the west, our mermaid, Reverend Dr. J. Exodus Hooper, leading our ethical explorers. For those of you online, we will be watching the chat functions. Tell us where you are, where you've been, perhaps where you want to go, mentally, physically, or both, this year with First Unitarian Society. So here's what we'll do. You are invited to get up and go to, do I say that yet? No, I think we read our parts first, and then, yes. So you are going to speak out. Yes, Erica, please.
Spirit of the east, spirit of air, of morning in springtime, be with us as the sun rises. In times of beginning, times of planting, inspire us with the fresh breath of courage as we go forth into new adventures.
Spirit of the south, spirit of fire of noontime and summer, be with us through the heat of the day and help us to be ever growing. Warm us with strength and energy for the work that awaits us.
Spirit of the west, spirit of water, of evening and autumn, be with us as the sun sets and help us to enjoy a rich harvest. Flow through us with a cooling, healing quietness, and bring us peace.
Spirit of the north, spirit of earth, of nighttime and winter, be with us in the darkness and the time of gestation. Ground us in the wisdom of the changing seasons as we celebrate the spiraling journey of our lives.
So now, congregation, if you will go in the direction from which you bring water and pour it into the bowl there, and as you do, please say where the water comes from. Now, what happens if you forgot your water? It's just okay. We have a pitcher of water there, so you can really go to any direction that you want to. Whether it's from your kitchen sink or the backyard garden hose or someplace you'd like to go to the direction that you like and greet the water bearer there. Pour a little bit of water, and we will have a little watery music as we do this. Please. element of water is a traditional part of religious ceremonies, for water is both life and death. It brings flood and famine and plenty, each in its turn. All life has arisen from the waters, and it is through water that life is sustained as life flows on like a river. As it says in the ancient Taoist masterpiece, the Tao Te Ching, learn from water, it benefits all, as it finds the lowest places without expectations. For a dwelling, the question is location. For a mind, the question is depth. When it comes to giving, nature is the model. Nothing is as soft and supple as water, yet nothing hard stands up to it, because it cannot be stopped. Anyone can see how the soft overcomes the hard, the weak the strong, yet who puts this into practice? Those free of ego have said, "Take a thankless job and rule the world." truth is paradoxical. David?
From the north, from the west, from south and east, we gather these waters. We gather them from many places, combining them in our common purpose. And so we began a new program year in this welcoming and transformative congregation where what you have to offer is what we need. Welcome back to this transformative place where we pledge to go forward together. With the many streams pouring into the river that is our lives, may we receive an abundance of health, knowledge, wisdom, and love. May we be transformed and transform this congregation.
And this water we will return outside. As it has been blessed by us, we'll bless it outside into the world as it goes back into the cycle of life. Mermaid, how do you wish to swim away?
I'm thinking about that. I'm just gonna slide over there.
Okay.
And can I have Justice? Can you help me?
Thank you, Mermaid.
All right. Well, our water celebration traditionally marks the beginning of our new program year, and we're excited every year, but this one feels particularly auspicious, I think. First Unitarian Society has always been at the forefront of the humanist movement. We are innovative in Unitarian Universalist Humanism, American Humanist Association, and now with the ethical culture movement. We bring those progressive religious ideas and philosophies together here. We are leaders because we are not afraid of innovative ideas. We aren't afraid of change. We are not fearful of taking the next step, even if we don't really quite know what that is. Central to our mission here at First Unitarian Society is an attitude of radical welcome. A philosophy of radical welcome rooted in humanism necessarily dives deep into the very essence of what it means to be human in the fullness of human potential, and to be human in community. Crafting and pursuing a philosophy of radical humanist welcome involves weaving elements of knowledge, tradition, experience, and reason. Oh, but humanists don't have any scriptures to follow, right? Au contraire! All human scripture and all human knowledge gets our deepest respect exactly because we think it's all human knowledge and human creativity for our edification. We are all about human beings reaching out and experiencing our world. It's only that, well, we sometimes experience things a little differently. As an example, consider this recent New York Times op-ed by an astrophysicist and a theoretical physicist with the title, "The Story of Our Universe May Be Starting to Unravel." Yes, those big telescopes out there are telling us things we didn't know before, and we appear to be wrong about several things. Now, honestly, look at that and reflect on what it says to your gut reaction to that. Because, you know what? I respond to that, wow, cool. Now, perhaps you respond a little more contemporarily in your slang, but I suspect a lot of you have that same response. Now, reflect that when the scientist Copernicus said pretty much the same thing to the Pope in Rome, that's not how the Pope responded, was it? Wow, cool! No, that's the difference. Therein lies the difference between dogma and free thinking, between orthodoxy and free thought. as we practice it here. As so many of the world's scriptures advise, and as evolution appears to have bred us for, we human beings are at our best when we are welcoming the stranger. But the radical in radical welcoming goes even further than welcome. Because we free-thinking people also, we read scriptures. We also read psychology and stuff like that for our edification. And therefore, we know that there's so much more to being human than what we have traditionally brought into spaces such as this one. Radical welcome is about radical inclusion. No human impulse or thought is foreign here. We are all fellow human beings together. That's the deepest lesson of humanism. We are all human beings here together. Now, am I saying we're perfect around here? Heck no. Our very commitment to living life to its fullest means that we are never done experiencing, explaining, and exploring what it means to be human. Yet collectively, we make an attempt to be our best. We're about empowerment here. We're about meaning. We're about purpose. Nothing human is foreign to humanists. We are the LGBTQ plus community. We're the differently abled community. We're the neurodiverse community. We're the marginalized for whatever reason. Nothing human is foreign because we aren't afraid of being human ourselves. We will not ignore being human. As humanists, our sacraments, they can seem a little thin, for direction, this sort of thing, but just watch what we are doing. What we're doing is doing sacrament and ritual without the woo-woo, right? Because we're about you, and you. We know that human beings create the magic, and that's what we are about here. Today, for example, we did our water celebration, celebrating those 4 directions. After a while, we're going to go downstairs, and those in the building are going to have a great meal. No, it's not as fancy as a Christian Eucharist, but it's an open table where everyone is invited. Everyone, everybody, all the time. Sacraments and rituals are ways to create commonality and community. That's why we still do them here. Visitors, strangers, prisoners, immigrants, refugees, whoever you are, wherever you're from, we welcome you here. You don't see national symbols. There's no flags around here. It's humanity that matters, not where you're from, not your nation state, not even what you believe in terms of religion. Radical welcome is not a passive sort of acceptance. Come on, if you want to come on, come. That's not radically inclusive, right? We want this to be a transformative process for everybody, visitor and us alike. We are stronger in community. That's what humanism knows. Stronger in what we know and what we can do to benefit the sentient beings and our planet itself. Because a philosophy of radical welcome is not about beliefs or failures of any particular institution, even like this one. A philosophy of radical welcome is about gathering the folk together, the people together, and then we'll see what happens in that den of conversation I often talk about. We find centering, we find rest together, we find companionship, we learn, and we see new possibilities. So, here are some of my invitations to you for this year. I came up with 5 of them, because, you do listicles these days. Come in, slow down. This is a different world if you let it be. Dive into diversity. Bring all of you all the time. Don't leave that shadowy bit at home. Be authentically you through and through. practice compassion, commitment, and courage together. It's real easy to be brave at home. We invite everyone to join our community of care here. Come, sing. I don't sing too good, but I hum a lot, all right? But, you know, I know some people enjoy it. So come on, sing out, even if you're bad like me. Participate. Help teach here. Join in our volunteer operations. We have all kinds of stuff for you to do. Come in. You are indeed welcome. Now, what's not welcome here? Dogma. Dogma is not welcome here. Especially snarling dogma. Snarling dogma is not welcome here. Rather, we pet our dogmas. We take our dogmas for walks. Yes, we even do gratuitously cute puppy and kitty pictures. A philosophy of radical welcome is inherently a philosophy of love. Love, compassion, radical acceptance of our common humanness. So, I want to think through those invitations for you. We're going to aim to create a space not only of welcoming, but deep welcoming in spirit, word, and deed. Be welcomed here. Be willing to be welcomed here. Be welcoming here. Be willing to welcome others here. Join us in our common human project, because what we do together is free each other. Why do we do what we do here? So that all human beings may be free. Free to live a life that is full and flourishing, a life of love, of art, and of purpose. This year, come, let us be human together.
Well, let's sing with this good band again. We're going to sing Peace Like a River, all of it. Every verse, come on and kick us off.
1, 2, 3, 4, 1,
2.
Hi, I'm gonna keep wearing this until I go home, because when you give me something pretty, I have to keep it on. The water ceremony is one of the first experiences I had at FUS 5-6 years ago. During COVID times, when we did it outside across the street over at, what was the name of the park again?
Over here at Thomas.
Yeah. Anyway, we did it over there. That was one of my first community activities that I had done during COVID, and it actually really, really meant a lot to me. Events like this that only get better and better, heck, we brought a mermaid, are only possible with your help. Please donate on the Venco mobile app, PayPal, or leave a check in the office, or at firstunitarian.org/give. And just thanks for all that you do to keep our activities of justice and love afloat.
You want to take it down? Cindy Nast has a special announcement for us.
Good morning, everybody. I am Cynthia, or Cindy Nast. I'm the chair of the Retreat to the Woods Committee, which the registration is open right now for, and we would like to invite you to come and join us at the retreat. It's a beautiful, beautiful place to find peace and community in the woods, and I just can't say enough about how much I enjoy it every year. So I hope that you guys can join us. It's at the Baker Learning Center, which is about 30 minutes west of the Twin Cities. It takes just a hop and a skip to get there. It's 3,300 acres of trails, trees, lakes, and marshes. And who knows, maybe if you come, you might discover that there's a mermaid at the bottom of the lake. So one of the ways we try to keep our fees for coming really low. And the biggest way to do that is that we all chip in and volunteer while we're there. We do chores that are anywhere from 15 to 60 minutes, depending upon what it is, whether it's wiping a table or helping cook a meal or sweeping up after we leave. So that's how we keep our fees low. And our fees are, this year, it's $30 for teenagers for either the day, the weekend, whatever. And adults are $40 for the weekend. And children 12 and under are free. So it's very family friendly. And then there's a Saturday-only option, which is $40 for adults or $30 for teens. So there's lots of different options there on price points. We do also have partial scholarships because we don't want finances to interfere with your ability to come join us. This year's activities, we were going to have canoeing. We may still, but the water tables are really low, so it's looking like we're probably going to have our substitute, which is archery, which is also very fun. We will have rock climbing. Again, we were going to have pond study, but it's looking like the water tables might be too low, so if that's the case, we'll have insect study. And then there's the night hike led by the naturalist, and owl pellet study, which is dissecting an owl pellet. And you'll learn how owls create that and what that's all about. And then we have crafts. And this year we have a craft by Kelli. And then two other crafts. So we have lots of crafts going on. And then we have a variety show on Saturday night. And Nick is going to lead the variety show this year. He's emceeing. And we have Sunday service before we leave on Sunday, and David Buckley is leading that. And we also have singing by the campfire, and it's just a wonderful way for families it's a great family activity. The kids have room to run, and it's also a peaceful place where you can find room to go and commune with nature on your own if you want. There's plenty of activities of us all together, and there's plenty of downtime for you to do individually if you want to. So please, this week is the last week of registration, ends on the 17th. So if you're even thinking about it, come down to the table downstairs and we can answer any of your questions. You can register online with an online form or print out a PDF, and you can pay online as well with the general FUS Vanco or PayPal, or you can write a check or cash and give it to us downstairs or turn it into the office. Anyway, come join us at Retreat to the Woods. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Cindy. That's great. That's great. Well, as it is the beginning of the program year, a quick reminder, how's the best way for you to find out about all the things that are happening at FUS? You should read your Friday email. Excellent. All of the things that you want to know, all the details, the links to where to get more information about Retreat to the Woods, about choir practice, about our seasonal celebrations, equinox event next week, about the Upper Assembly Hall Task Force and the way to let yourself be known about things, about the climate justice team retreat next weekend, all of the things that you want to know more about. You'll find more about in the Friday email. Including today is our monthly Welcome to FUS session at noon in my office, just out the door and down the hall. If you're new around FUS, you want to know more about how we do things around here, we call Welcome to FUS WTF, and we'll explain a little more about our pathway to membership. We think that's so funny. So please join, and that link is also in the Friday email if you want to do it online. We hope that you folks at home or wherever you're joining us online will have a tasty lunch after this. We here are going to go downstairs and have Asian orange chicken with 5-spice veg, great gyro bar featuring lamb or chickpeas, and applesauce spice cake. So please join us downstairs for the mini meal. And I'll just say one more thing, that on the 24th of this month, we will have an involvement fair at noon. David talked a lot about ways to get engaged here and dig in as we continue to build our humanist community. Our new membership director, Suzanne Seehusen, is working with our membership team to create an involvement fair that will be at noon on the 24th of September, so we don't want to miss that. That is a big deal. And with that, let's extinguish our chalice. And please say these words with me. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. All these we carry in our hearts and in our minds until we are together again. And hearty thanks again to you, Barley Jacks. You really brought it. Thank you.
Thanks so much, everyone. Seen a face I can't forget, the time and place that we just met, and she's a girl for me. I want all the world to see we've met. Night, 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 night. Oh, had it been another day, I might have looked the other way, and I'd have never been aware. As it is, I'll dream of her tonight. Night, 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 night. Well, I'm falling, yes, I am falling. She keeps calling me back again. Well, I've never seen the likes of this. I've been alone and I have missed things I'm kept out inside. Other girls were never quite like this. Die, 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 die. Well, I'm falling, yes, I am falling. She keeps calling me back again. She keeps calling me back again. Well, I'm falling, yes, I am falling. She keeps calling me back again. Well, I'm falling, yes, I am falling. She keeps calling me back again.
Go out into the world, be fearless, ask questions, hold on to what is good. Strengthen the weak, comfort the fearful, serve the suffering, do what makes you come alive, because as the great Howard Thurman said, the world needs more people who have come alive. So may it be.